Hi everyone, today I want to talk to you about lead generation and patience using Facebook advertising. We've learned a lot about the trends of lead generation over time, and we've kind of learnt that patience is important, all right? And it's not always the best thing to look at your cost per lead or whatever on a day-to-day basis. You need to look at the bigger picture, like anything in business, okay? So for example, you might have 2 months of the year where the business is just kicking ass. It's the best business in the world. You're killing it, you're making loads of money, you're happy. And then things drop off the cliff, okay? And things get tough for a couple of months. And then there might be a few months where things are going moderately well, and it might cycle back to when things are going really well. So sometimes you even have to look at your year on year rather than what happens in a single month, because this is just life. Things go up and down, and you need to be able to understand that the same principle applies to lead generation and cost per lead marketing. And if you can wrap your head around that and not freak out when things go up and down a little bit, then you'll be absolutely fine. Because if you have an offer that converts, these variances are normal, and you'll get it to a point with the right type of skills where you'll be making good money. So I wanted to talk to you about the phases that we have when we're entering a new industry or vertical, and how this works and what you can expect if you're trying cost per lead marketing and you're scared about how your cost per lead is going to vary and go up and down. The first phase when we're entering a new vertical is called the market research phase, okay? And that's days 1 to 4, all right? So what we try and do here is we have 3 to 4 hooks. So let's say we're going into a new industry, I don't know, let's say it's finance or something like that, or mortgages or something like that. So when I say 3 to 4 hooks, that's completely different hooks into the market. So one hook might be trying to target, doctors, for example, and one other hook might be to go after people that are looking to remortgage their house. And another hook might be new home buyers that are eligible for a 5% deposit or something like that. These are very different hooks that you can test, okay? Because you need the audience to be able to tell you what the best hook is and what's going to work best. And if you don't test these things during the market research stage, you've got all your eggs in one basket. It just doesn't make sense. So in days 1 to 4, create 3 different hooks, find out what angle works best. All right, and once you do that, and your cost per lead gets to a point which is looking like it's starting to work for you for one of those hooks, you bin the other 2 hooks and you're left with one, okay? And that's when you get to days 5 to 7, where you are going harder after the hook that you know works, okay? So let's say you're getting paid $30 a lead. Days 1 to 4, the doctor angle is bringing in leads for $10, but the first time buyer leads are coming in for $40. Cull the $40 leads, cull the ones in the middle, and focus on the doctors, okay? They're getting you $10 per lead. In these days, this is when you can create some new ads, some new audiences, and you can start advertising to that particular hook, okay? And after about day 7, you're going to have a fair understanding of what you can generate leads for, okay? So after that point, it's the consolidation phase. Days 8 to 12, where you start, upping your budgets a little bit. You start spending a little bit more. You start writing some better ads. You start going after some new audiences. You might have some lookalike audiences to go after. And you can start consolidating and scaling your leads a little bit. So you can go from 20 leads a day up to 50, up to 100 leads per day during this consolidation phase. Maybe not 100 if you're just starting out, but you can start spending a little bit more because your cost per lead is working. You've got your hook that's working, and you can start spending a bit more and start being a bit more risky. Okay, so after those 12 days, we go through what we call the scaling phase. And this is where we try and push it harder and harder and harder to generate more leads. But the reality is, and I was talking about this before, that let's say this is over a 2-week period, okay? So let's say the traffic starts on Monday, and this is $0 per lead here, and up here is $10 per lead. What you'll find is that kind of Monday and Tuesday, it's down here, okay? You're making a great margin, you're happy, and my students are seeing this all the time. And then things start going up a little bit during the week, and then they go up a little bit more, up to around the $10 mark. And then they start coming back down again in time for when Sunday and Monday starts, because what happens is that there's cheaper times of the week to spend your money and to show your ads for. So Sundays are exceptionally good because people are, you know, at home. It could be a rainy day and they're watching telly, they're watching Netflix or whatever at home, and they're on their phone messing around. People are more engaged and more likely to be on their phone. More people on their phone, which means you can advertise to a bigger audience and things become cheaper. So it kind of follows this trend, all right? And a lot of the times people are freaking out at this high point. And it goes back to my analogy of, you know, looking at businesses on a year-long perspective, okay? Same thing applies for Facebook ads. The average cost per lead is somewhere down here, $5, $6, you know, $7, $8 or something like that, which is fine, okay? And then the same thing happens again, and you go through this cycle where things are expensive, then they get cheaper, and you know, this is just normal, okay? And you have to wrap your head around this, and if you can do this and not show too much emotion and have some of this word up here, some patience, then you'll be absolutely fine, because these fluctuations are normal and everyone is seeing them, not just you. So I hope that makes sense. I hope it's helpful to you guys. If you are interested in getting into lead generation and selling leads on a cost per lead basis, then we can help you. There's a case study below this video which will blow you away. Watch it, enjoy, speak soon.